Hi guys, this is Hannah for another video. So today we are going to be talking about what you need as a flight student, what's in my flight bag, and things that have helped me. I'm excited to make this video for you guys because I get to show you all the things I use to be successful in my piloting and just extra things that you guys may not know about. As always, if you guys want to head over to my Patreon, it's only $1. You guys get to see a lot of extra videos, things I don't post on YouTube, extra clips of my life, and I talk to you guys a lot on there. So let's get into the video. So my flight bag is this, which it's pretty good sized. I like to keep a lot of extra stuff in here, and it also doubles as a Spirit Airlines personal item bag. So it's a lot smaller than the personal item, but if I'm going home for like a week, I'll just use this thing. If I like pick up anything on the side, I can just ship it back to my house. Let's get into it. So the first thing I have here is my knee board. Now, you don't technically need a knee board, but I use this thing all the time when I fly, especially when I'm more solo or in a training session. Also, so it basically just attaches to your knee. This is like Velcro here, and then you just like, I can't really show you guys. Imagine this being my knee. And then we attach it here so that it stays on, so when you're going, doing a bunch of things, you can just like put it on your thing and it doesn't move or anything for the most part. The only thing is that it can be kind of uncomfortable sitting on the Velcro in shorts, and it gets super sweaty in the summer. So that's the only like not great part about it. But the great part is that it has literally all the notes I can possibly have when I am flying, which is highly great for me because it shows you the visibility, cloud clearance, and ceilings are legally required here. It gives you the whole phonetic alphabet, because sometimes when you're trying to say airport or something, you totally blank on what a phonetic alphabet. One of the letters, I always get really messed up on alpha for some reason. I know all the other ones and then it also has everything in Morse code. We use Morse code. We don't really use it much in aviation, but this is in case you have like lost comms, you need to send a message quickly, because I don't think I could ask any pilot if they know Morse code by heart. I don't think they would know. And then it gives you the magnetic course and how many feet, because every time we go up, we have legal clearances on how we should go. It's like highways in the sky. So even thousands plus 500 feet is on a magnetic course of 180 to 359, and then the other one, odd thousands plus 500, is 0 to 179 magnetic course. And an easy way to remember that is odd is west. Easy way to remember that is west is best, and then east is least, or something like that. And it basically just kind of helps you figure out what feet you should be in. And then it also gives you the universal, because we use Zulu time, which is like for the whole world, so we don't get so confused. And I think it's close to the UK where we get our time zone. This just converts everything, so it's a bit easier. And then these are all your emergency frequency things, and just shows you kind of how to, it just shows you all the emergency things you can put into your transponder or emergency frequencies you can go to. And then this is for pilot reports, which basically help distinguish. Here's a close-up of it if you guys want to take a screenshot. And then pilot reports are basically just pilots going up and giving us a brief on the weather, so that we have actual things. And then light gun signals are just things if we lose our comms. The tower puts out a big stoplight and just gives you these lights, and it tells you different things. And the crosswind component is obviously just showing us how we can get the crosswind for certain things, like landing for the most part. But yeah, this is my knee board. Highly recommend, because I love this thing. The only thing is when you're in the sun in the cockpit and this thing beams on it and it's a hot 110-degree day, this thing will heat up and it will just burn your legs so badly. And then I also have a bunch. I had a lot more, but there's some, I don't know where they went. This whole notepad came apart. I recommend a notepad for your future piloting, but if you don't have one, just extra sheets of paper will do, and that's what I have here. So I just attach it here, and then I get a pen or something. I get a pen here, and then I just put it right here so that whenever ATC gives me directions or something, I immediately start writing everything down that ATC does tell me, so that I have a record of everything, so that I don't forget about the things they tell me. A lot of the time when I'm just landed, they give me directions and all these weird sorts of things. So I just write it down really quickly so I can easily say it back to them without having to think too much. And then I can look at my directions as I taxi. So yeah, this thing is amazing. I used it all during my flight training. I would put my maps here, everything that was paper, so that it wouldn't get lost. A lot of the time when you're fumbling through things drop on the floor and you have to go get it, and that's not very safe. So yeah, my kneeboard is what I use. Alright, let's get into the next thing. And obviously, it will be my headsets. So this is probably the cheapest headset I could possibly find. And the reason for that is just because I'm cheap. Normally, people get like Bluetooth headsets where they can just have their headsets on and connect it to their phone so they can listen to music. I am too broke for that, so we opted for these ones. Still very practical, maybe like $200. There's nothing really special about these. I think they're noise canceling, but they're pretty hefty on you, so just be aware of that. So I'm not going to go over headsets too much because it's just a headset. Next thing that I have is my glasses and my glasses case. So these are my prescription glasses. These are the ones I wear in the plane all the time. I don't normally wear these glasses outside of the plane or outside of driving because when my eyesight's really not that bad, I am I think nearsighted where I just can't see really far away. But it doesn't really affect my flying, but these are the things I wear when I am flying. It makes me look kind of nerdy, so that's also another reason I don't really wear them. I just feel very out of character with them. And I also have these glasses. They're also really nice, but they are old glasses. And these ones are a bit nicer fitting on my face. But I normally just wear this if I'm just at home and I can't see the TV or something. So aside from prescription glasses, I am a hoarder of other glasses because if you're going to be a pilot, you got to have sunglasses. That's just one of the major things. And trust me when I say I have a lot. This is only about 1% of my collection. I have about, I want to say 75 pairs of glasses. And they all hold different things. Some of them are just fashion glasses where I can go out and feel confident and look good. And then these ones are also just fashion glasses I would never wear in the plane. These are for when I get off my plane and have to go somewhere and the sun is just beaming, so it kind of covers all my eyes. And then so I have a ton of sunglasses. It's just an iconic thing to do. A shit ton of sunglasses and feel good when you're going out. So that's why I have all these sunglasses. I've never worn these, but they're pretty. And if I do wear sunglasses in the plane, because a lot of the time the cockpit gets too bright to be able to see outside, which is fine. You could squint, or we have these little thing. It's kind of like when you put down your mirror to look at the sun. We have those, but it's more like a clear sheet of glass just hanging, and we can move it around and it's tinted. So it's just a big one pair of sunglasses just hanging. But if I want to wear sunglasses in the plane, I wear these ones. They're from Flying Eyes. They have really thin lenses here, so that when you do put your headset on, because I always have the problem, especially with my prescription glasses, of when I do put my headset on, like this, and I'm in the plane, this part tends to dig in my skull like nothing else. So these glasses, I literally don't feel anything when it's on my headset, but if I were to replace it with like a thick pair of sunglasses like this, it's even hard to get on. You can definitely see it pressing down a little more. These are definitely noise canceling because I can't even hear myself talk. But yeah, that's why I have so many pair of sunglasses and I just love them. I always feel the most iconic bad bitch version of myself when I have glasses on going anywhere. So yeah, glasses, very good. Flying eyes glasses, also great if you're gonna go in the plane. But yeah, I have absolutely tons of glasses. I only carry about 2 or 3 with me at all times. And next thing is just water. I always carry an extra water bottle with me for 2 reasons. One, hydration, and another reason is because there's no bathroom on the plane. And I've had a circumstance where I was in the traffic pattern, I was taking off and landing, and I really needed to finish this flight, but my bladder had other plans, and I guess I drank too much water because it was summer at this time, so I wanted to stay hydrated while I'm doing this 110-degree weather day of just flying up and down and sweating my ass off. And my bladder was like, I told my instructor, I was like, we need to go and land because I really have to pee. And he was so annoyed. He was like, you can't just hold it, we have 2 more landings to do. And I was like, if you want me to pee in the seat, we can keep going. And I like almost got to the point, we were on the downwind, and I was like, can I please pee in your cup? Or can I please pee in your cup? And I was like hoping I could go to the back or something and he could like close his eyes while he's flying or something and I could go pee in his coffee cup. But he said no, thankfully, so I didn't have to do that. And we landed immediately and I run all the way to the bathroom inside. Very funny. But this is like just in case I really gotta go pee. I could cut off this and try and pee in this so I don't pee all over the planes. And then obviously if I'm thirsty, water. Water is always great to drink on your flights and always good to have in case anything happens. Obviously you have reduced resources. Next thing is my pilot logbook. So mine got so absolutely messed up for some reason. I don't know why that is all there. I'm gonna try and cover up all my login info. But yeah, it got really messed up. I tried putting tape on it, but I don't really have super glue. So it's whatever, but this basically logs all of my hours in these categories. It's really nice for organization, and I just carry it with me because I always forget to log my flights. So if I have this with me, there's no chance of forgetting it. I have, let's see, about 130 hours. I still gotta go through all of it and make sure everything is right, but I want to say 130 hours. Logbooks, always good to do. And that basically concludes what I kind of carry in my flight book. Like bag, but we'll go into my ground bag where I get all my studies done. And what else I have. So obviously, and another thing I carry in my flight bag is sectionals. I carry a lot of sectionals, usually one from each different like state of this. So this one's the San Antonio one. This is where my airport is located on this. And these things are huge. They're about the size of me when I actually, fan this thing out. And this is what you'll use during your flight training to flight plan. But I carry it just in case if my GPS goes haywire and I need to quickly land somewhere. This thing, I know how to navigate with just paper sectionals. So it's really nice to have that extra bit of security with you. Next thing I have is the chart supplement. So these 2 things could be used on FARA and you get it for free on FARA, but I like to have paper copies of everything, and this chart sectional covers all of this blue area, and it gives you every single airport and all their information regarding communications, runway lights, weather sources. Gives you basically the whole rundown. It's good to have in case you get stranded. I'm always thinking, if I get stranded on an island, how am I gonna get out of this? It's a very satisfying book to like even hold for some reason. It's all paper, and like I just love just holding it. I've used this maybe twice in my life, but it's good for a backup. And let's keep moving right along. So the next thing is also flight planning tools. This is also for if I get stuck on an island. You'll use this a lot during your private training, but that's pretty much it. And it's good backup tools for when you don't have any electronics or anything like that, and if you're stranded on an island. So I got this cool thing from my uncle. He got me all this. Most of the things you'll get are a lot shittier than what I got. But luckily, I have like this little booklet, and I used to always put all my flight planning stuff in it. So once I was done a flight plan with this and charting it, I would put all my things in here and just close it like this. Very easy. Yeah, let's get into what these tools are. So this is a plotter, and this coincides with these. Basically, let me try and, I'm not going to open the whole thing because that would be so complicated. So the plotter basically just works to discover what direction is your actual flight plan in. So say we're going from here to here, I'm going to do this very roughly because I'm trying to show you guys. But yeah, we do a point from this airport to all the way to this airport or whatever. And then we see these and we just align it to the top. Instead we're going from here to here, we would look here, which is a direction of 135, and that's your course, and that's how you would find your way back to whatever place you want to get to. And then the next tool that is a lot more complicated that I'm not going to go into detail with, or else this video is going to be an hour long, but this beautiful thing, double-sided, helps you flight plan so much, especially with this, especially when you don't have a calculator. I honestly don't even know how to find things with a calculator. I only know how to flight plan with this. So I think that's kind of funny. This one is just to get the ground speed you're going to be when you're flying according to the winds, of course. So that's to find your ground speed and your wind correction angle. So you got to find, say the wind's blowing like this way, and your plane's headed this way. You gotta correct for that wind because it's gonna blow you off course if you just go straight to your path. So that's the way you find that out, and you integrate it in your flight planning. So that's the back, and then the front is actually really cool because it gives you the directions here. Same for back here, it gives you all the directions in case you forget. It gives you all the directions here, and I'll let you guys see it. And it basically gives you everything you could possibly need. Your miles per hour, how fast you're going, your abundance and knots, and your distance, so how many nautical miles you're going, and then the time, how long it's going to take you there, and then the gallons per hour of your plane, and then you're going to find out your total gallons you're going to fly, how many gallons it takes to fly that specific route, and then the time again. And normally we do each visual landmark for each of these calculations. And then it also has really cool tidbits of information on the back here. So here is just an easier way to find the wind correction angle for when you land or when you need wind correction. And then another thing here for wind correction, I think this is just the wind component. So these two are basically the same, just in different layouts. And then up here, we have off-course correction made kind of easily up here. And then down here is just more flight planning information, what you need before your flight. And then special equipment. So this is for planes that have special kind of equipment. Different airspaces require different equipment in the planes to get into certain airports. So it just kind of gives you that prefix, so when you are putting in that flight plan, it's easier. So I don't ever use both of these because I am no longer a private student anymore. I'm an instrument student. So I really haven't had to use these. Thank God. They're a bitch to use. I opted out not to use one of those fancy calculators because you could get a calculator that does everything that these two things do. But I decided not to do it because I thought that would limit my learning. I thought if I learned to do the bare minimum of these, then I could always do calculator later, which I think helped me in the end. But this is something I suggest having in your flight bag because it can help you out of really good situations. And when you're in flight planning, you do not need a good fancy metal one like this. They normally give you paper ones that's made out of paper, and then you can flight plan with that. The only reason why I got this metal one is because my uncle gave it to me for Christmas. But very good to have. next we'll get into my books. So, of course, we have the FARA. I have mine tabbed up the wazoo. This was for my check ride and studying for it because I would read this so much, notify it, and FARA, just regulations, basically. This is our holy grail Bible we stick by. Nothing quite special about that one. And then I love how simple it is to ravel these. I just ravel it here, and then it's done. And then you can put it back in your flight bag. And then the next is my instruments pilot book. Obviously, these come in every sort of license. I had my private pilot one, but I replaced it with the instrument one. So whatever oral guide, I highly suggest these because it breaks down literally most things that DPEs could ask you during this. So it's really nice when you want to study. I suggest getting this book and having your friends quiz you on each thing, and it gives you a perfect explanation for some. It's really hard translating this book sometimes because it's all like heavy pilot lingo, and even some pilots have a hard time with pilot lingo. So it's a little over detailed, but you would rather have over detailed things, and this is great for passing your oral part of your check ride. And then next thing I have, but it is the instrument procedure guide, and this thing is quite amazing because it breaks down straight up everything you're gonna do on the flying portion of your check ride, and it breaks it down really, really greatly for the most part. And I'm just gonna show you a few pages of it, and each description here with the pictures comes with a whole description here. I'm not really sure where to get this because my flight school just gave this to me, but overall, such a good book. Helps you a lot when you're about to go for check ride and you need to practice the maneuvers but don't have a set guide for it. This is an exact set guide for how to do everything in the plane, but it gives you literally everything check airmen are looking for, and all the qualifications you need to maintain for these. So a great book, highly suggest it, especially if you're on a simulator. It's just good because a lot of people don't have these set things. It's basically just a cleaner version of that. And then next thing is just a notebook. So this notebook I haven't used in quite a long time, but this portion was for my private knowledge. So I would just write down literally everything there is to know when I'm studying, everything I got wrong while I was studying, and I would go over it 1,000 times before any test. And then it also has these nice pockets that I put my weather briefings in, my weight and balance, and like anything else that I like just have 2 or 3 papers of. And then obviously I'm gonna do my instrument and the rest of this book. Books absolutely must have during your training. Let's keep moving on. And then the next, I'm only going to pull out a few of them, but folders are amazing because you're going to get a lot of papers and you're going to do a lot of practice things. So this folder is strictly for nav logs. So I'll show you what a nav log is. So this is a navigation log. This is the weather side of the navigation log, but this basically helps private pilot students and honestly any students flight plan not on an iPad or not digitally. So this is the bare bones how to flight plan, and I have a thick folder of them because a lot of my flight plans would be canceled because of the weather. Trying to hold all of this in like my notebook or something, folders, just get folders. It's so much easier. Same with all your documents and stuff and all your study guides. I have many study guides in here that go through everything I need to know for each stage of my training. And then obviously weight and balance. This is all the weight and balance ones I did. I think I got rid of a good amount because it was so thick. But yeah, this is what a weather briefing or a weight and balance sheet looks like. It basically just shows you, this is the different models of Cessnas they had. And this basically breaks down all of the weight that is going to be on your plane. And then you do this to make sure it's not going to be overloaded. And then once you have your 4 data marks here, you mark them, and this is your takeoff weight and this is your landing weight. And as long as it's not above this line here, you should be good. And then the back of it is obviously just the weather. You get the weather at 2 different airports so that you know what the weather's doing. And you have a record that you did it in case you get in a crash or anything. I have 2 folders for each thing. For the navlogs, I have a folder for the ones I did already and a folder for the ones I haven't done. I guess I have 2 things in navlogs. Holy crap, did not realize that. I have a ton of other ones holding my resources, so highly recommend on that one. So the next one is the Instrument Flying Handbook. Obviously, for private, I read the whole pilot operating handbook, operating flying handbook or whatever, and it didn't really help me too much. Also, these books can be found online for free, so you don't even need the paper copy. But my suggestion, if you do read these, is just highlight things that stand out to you, things you think you need learning more. But overall, these books are pretty good. It kind of sucks because a lot of pilot training is reading books, but for me personally, the way I learn, reading this whole book is not going to do much for me. I need flashcards. Obviously, I can make flashcards out of the knowledge in here because it's still really good. But overall, such a nice crisp book. I think that is it for the things that I have in my flight bag. I'm thinking about, obviously, you're going to want to bring snacks and food. And in terms of filming equipment, that is a whole different type of video. But basically, for the filming equipment, this is the only other thing that I will bring to the plane if I have a filming day, is this little tripod. This is what I use to film all of my videos besides these sit-down videos. And I forgot to mention, obviously bring iPads. That is the main thing that I use in my navigation now that I'm not a private student. But I am filming on an iPad right now, so it kind of sucks. I can't show you the iPad, but it just gives you FaRA. This is super cool because it can get really small. I can just show you, damn. But it can get pretty small, where you can just set it down like this on its thing, or you can make it super big. I think this is as big as it gets, but big enough where I can do my thing, set it down, and whatever. And I also like cramming this between the seats of the plane, and then that way, kind of a tripod when they don't have phone mounts. So overall, this is what I use to film, and then I have 2 sets of mics. I have the wireless ones and then the wired ones for in the plane. The wired ones just go in my headset in the ear, and then it picks up all the ATC calls. So that concludes today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I love showing off different things. In the comments, please let me know the things you have in your flight bag, if you have similar things to mine, if you have totally different things. I also want to preface, I am a flight student. I am not an airline pilot. I do not fly big jets, so airline pilots are absolutely going to have different things in their bags. This is for just the occasional flight. I haven't been flying lately because it has been extremely stormy. I don't know if you can see how blue it is outside, but extremely stormy, not very nice. I do have a Patreon. It goes for $1. You guys get to see never before shown videos that I don't post on my YouTube, and talk to me a lot more and just know more about my personal life and cool things about me. And I also have a Venmo and PayPal if you guys want to go ahead and donate. Anything helps, even 25 cents, even 1 cent. If you guys want to help me out, afford cool flying vlogs for you guys, that would be nice. As always, I love making these videos for you guys, and I've definitely noticed an uptick in my followers, and I absolutely adore all my followers. I think you guys really are the light of my life right now. I enjoy getting up and reading your guys' comments and seeing the different fans I'm getting and inspiring different people. A lot of people like that I'm at the beginning of my journey, so I get to show people what it's like going into flight training as a new person. I've only been in aviation for a year, so it has been extremely weird. I will see you guys in the next video.